Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where we've opened up the door to Studio 1, so now can we finally gather some pertinent evidence? Let us move over straight away and find out if that fact will be true. In fact, we're looking for facts to prove something true. Our defendant is not guilty. October 16th in the Studio 1. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. And the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Indeed it does, but then we got more to examine than we ever had before. More to the point, this death scene here. I wonder if it's the whole thing that gets examined or the 1, 2, and 3. The 1, 2, 3 markers, usually they point out something important, I'd say, on a cut-out corpse. I don't know what to call it. The outline where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few blood stains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. That's what I was like weird when we were looking at the picture and we could just see a hole with, nothing really going on. That was weird in itself. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. This girl is out there. Okay, well, obviously there's a cool kind of script hanging on the chair here, so let's look at that. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in, which is why I assumed it was a director's chair and there'd be a script inside. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look, a megaphone. A real live megaphone. Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more trouble than I thought. That's a bit harsh to say, but okay, the script wasn't the important bit, it was the other stuff. Well, we got a bag over here, which is not important. A camera? Wow, look at that camera! That must cost a ton! Yeah, so don't touch it! Whoa, it's heavier than I thought! Hey, you! No touching that! Oh, different voice, maybe? Sorry, my partner is kind of, out there. You know? No, I don't know! Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers, WP. I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He'd never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry, leave it to us. Indeed. We will defend him to the best of our ability. Was there anything else to check apart from that before we move on with talking? Well, the background board, maybe. Looks like a backdrop for a stage. This must be used in the Still Samurai show. Of course, that's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the Still Samurai take place in oldie Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not oldie Tokyo, Nick. Neo oldie Tokyo. Oh, right. Yes, I'm sorry for the mistake there, but let's just continue talking then. The day of the crime and Will Powers, maybe another witness, maybe more information, we'll find out. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area? That's where Powers' dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. Look like Buzz from that picture to me. I didn't see either of them after that. Right then, well, pictures like that aren't admissible in a court of law. But let's go on. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. So much for getting a confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue, a lead. Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Indeed, at this point, let's go put that security lady on the spot. Indeed, but we also have more to talk to about sensing someone, so let's see if she can allude to more of that. So, you sensed someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think. I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. Well, okay, then we'll go off then. Maybe we come back about the sensing someone bit. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But isn't it a nice luxury to not know who the murderer is? Right, let's go to the studio main gate. We need to find out this. More. Did someone else enter the building? Have you got more recorded on your cameras? What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Indeed I have. Well, it's just because you keep flapping your hand. Stop that. Well, assistant's claim is what our next conversation is about. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 PM, correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. Well, that's a weird voice now. We have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Eek! Alright, you better tell me and tell me quick, you spiky head cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Ha! She's not even a full-time employee! All you young'uns are like that nowadays, running your mouth like that's tomorrow and saying that's the other thing. Well, that's a young and newer thing or two about respecting yours, but then we did this crying shame that you used today. Grah! She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Indeed it is. Let's go check the computer, eh? And the witch voice very much suits her when she's angry. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Yes. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see, first I need the date of the murder. It looks like the camera turned on at 1 PM that day. 1. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. I can't remember right now. Oh no, it's definitely a combination of 3, 0 and 7. I just wish the first bit was the one that was wrong. Right then, we can't actually back out either to go and check the camera. So is it either 307, 370 or 703? I think it's 370. There, entered. It's wrong, isn't it? Nothing happened. Huh? Maybe I got the number wrong. Maybe we should go look at that camera again. Yeah, because I forgot. Well, the other way of doing it is just to put it straight back in again and try again. Excuse me, Mr. I just need to check the serial number on this camera again. Okay, there's a camera here. Okay, we don't want that. We want to know the serial number. 307. So now we've got that, we can move back. Oh no, mistakes. Mistakes in a courtroom cost you a lot. We don't want to make any mistakes, really. I've forgot the number already. Right, we are going to use it. And you should try the computer. And I do know how to work these things because it's just remembering the number. That was fine. 307. Oh, you know what? I have a rule that I'm sure I've said to you guys many times during Let's Plays, where if I've got multiple choice and it involves numbers, I always choose the middle one. Except that was the middle one in terms of numerics, but the middle answer in this one. There, entered. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Or more to the point, that's what we thought earlier. This might happen. Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. Guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? Nope, that's the only one in the computer, which means the other one's been deleted. Powers is, ? Photo added to the court record. Hey, Nick! Can we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. I guess that's the only angle to work from at this point in time, is the only one that could fudge the evidence. But as we move on, is it a day in trial? I don't feel we've really actually gathered that much to help us. But indeed, it's October 18th, 10 a.m. in District Court Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call the most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. He's the one that pretty much gives us the facts. As much as facts can be. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court? Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant, and the security lady, which makes 4. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim Jack Hammer went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 PM, the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 PM. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 PM. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? No, we're fine, we're fine. I think I could probably remember that. So, the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Alright, the samurai spear has been added to the court record, indeed it has. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name?
My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's probably my name, so even when I was young I was an old bag, but not really. Still, how the other children would make fun of me, believe it? But there was this boy, the captain of the chess club in junior high, he called me an old bag. Well, I just cried and...
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, see, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you?
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. And so the testimony begins, the first one to take a part, if we can.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 PM. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 PM, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 PM. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine indeed.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1.
I guess all we can really do is keep pressing until something comes out from here. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio.
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card to get in.
Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station?
Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning.
A run through?
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
It's a bit early though. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon?
I had some errands to run that morning.
We need to confirm that alibi. What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job!
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always! Never missed one in all my years.
Wow, I want to see a Still Samurai run through too. It's going to be a bit hard now. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Right then, so our case continues, or more to the point, the testimony continues, but we will continue with this next episode, because I'm not quite sure where we're going with this right now. Where do I play the card that is the photograph that we have that says, hey, you can't really tell its willpowers, can you? Not from this. I'll see you guys next time for more. Bye-bye.